Okay, welcome to Microcontroller and Embedded Systems Laboratory. Today I will be explaining the experiment keypad, and the problem statement is interface a 4x4 keyboard and display the key code on an LCD. So there is a 4x4 keyboard and which can accept one of the hexadecimal digits, and you have to display that onto an LCD. So you have two devices on the board. One device you are interfacing, other device programmatically you are displaying the digit. So let us see the microcontroller board before looking at the details. I will erase the drawings and this go down to the microcontroller board. This is the board, right? Which we see. 4x4 keyboard is this one. And there are 16 switches, right? 4 into 4 is 16. And the digits are marked on the switches. So we have to count starting from 0. This is 0. 1, 2, 3. Let me check that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, A, B, C, D, E, F. So when you press one of these characters, 0 is the first switch and it should display 0 over there. And if you press the last switch here, it should display F there. And if you press this switch 1, it should display 1. Of course, all of these numbers are displayed in the beginning of the line in the LCD. So this is called a 4x4 keyboard, and which is interfacing to the LCD. Of course, interface is always through microcontroller. And each switch is connected to a port on the microcontroller. For example, this is connected this is connected this is connected this. All these switches are connected to the ports on the microcontroller. The program that you develop should scan for a particular switch being pressed. If this is pressed, the logic level on these ports will change, and you have to recognize that there is a change in the logic level and interpret that as equivalent to a particular switch is being pressed, and the corresponding digit for the switch is read out from the data structure and display it on the LCD panel here. So the two external devices are one LCD, another is a keypad, and they are all connected through the ports on the microcontroller. So we will erase this detail and go to the working of the keypad program. So whatever the switch we saw, 4x4 keypad switch, can be diagrammatically represented like this. The column 0, 1, 2, 3 and row 0, 1, 2, 3, and they are connected through a switch here. Every junction there is a switch there. If you press the switch, there will be a contact between column and the row. If you press the switch, there is a contact between column and row, otherwise there won't be any contact. And we have to determine which column is come in contact with which row, and what is the switch value you have to display on the LCD. So such a mechanism we call keyboard scanning. Scanning all the junctions to find out which junction is in contact with the row. So how this is realized in the program, you will see after understanding how these rows and columns are connected to the ports. So you see little legend there. Rows are connected as to the ports, to microcontroller or processor port. Similarly, columns are connected to another set of ports. And we will be considering or configuring the column ports as output and row ports as input. So we will go to the port section to understand the details. So we have given names to the column ports. Column ports are 16, 17, 18, 19, easy to remember. And similarly, row ports are 21, 22, 23, 24. These ports are coming from the microcontroller. And we are configuring the column ports as output ports. If you put the IO0 direction register have the 16-bit one, means the port number 16 is configured as output. Similarly, row ports which are from the P1, remember P1 here, and the 21st port P121, which is configured as input port because its value is 0. So row ports are input, column ports are output. What does that mean is output of the columns are connected to the input of the rows. There is a current flow and there is a switch actually coming in between. If you press this switch, column is connected to the row and we have to identify which column connects to the which row. Once we do that, there is a data structure which stores the number corresponding to that junction, and we have to take out that number and display it on the LCD. So we understood the ports used in the keyboard. And skip the definitions. We have definitions for the 4 columns and 4 rows. Basically, in the register, we have to put these values 1 in 20, 1 in 21, 1 in 22, and so on, because we have to make some rows input ports, some columns as output ports. Okay, we are initializing the column ports in the register IO1 direction register. That means we are setting the ports connected to the columns as output ports. And the operation is we have to drive initially all the columns as high. I'm just illustrating here. In the switch, 4 columns, right? These are the rows. And we have to set the columns to low. That is, low means 0. All the columns 0. And the input ports, by default, they are at the level 1. They are not initialized as output ports. If you don't initialize, the rows are configured as input ports. And by default, they will be at the logic level 1. And if you measure the voltage on the column, you will see 0 because the value is 0 there. And if there is a switch, let's say between this and this, and you press, there will be a contact coming from row to column. That means the column value becomes 1. If it is 1, then you recognize that a particular row is being connected to a particular column. That process is called keyboard scanning. We will explain as part of the program. And once your program is ready, you compile, download it onto the microcontroller board, and immediately you should start seeing X digits corresponding to a key press. So you try pressing this key, you will see 0. Second key, you will see 1. The last key, you will see F. And the program will be keep running and keep accepting your key press. Every time you press the key, it will display the digit on the LCD panel. So that is the gist of the operation. So let us see how the program works. So go through from the beginning. We have included LPC 214X.H. This can be 214X also. 214X.H. Here. 4X.H. Some programs are used 214X.H. And then include MC.H. And the columns are connected to the ports 16, 17, 18, 19. They're all adjacent ports, 16 to 19. Rows are connected to another 4 adjacent ports, 20, 21, 22, 23. And the keypad switch data structure is given here. It's a single dimensional array. So the first row is 048C. Actually, rows are on the microcontroller board vertical. This the rows. That is 0 is this, 4 is this, 8 is this, and C is this way. And then the second row, this is the column 1. All column values are put there. Second column values are put into 159B, 26AE. Last column values 37BF. So this is a data structure to read out the digit corresponding to the junction. You can organize this also as a 2 by 2, 4 by 4 matrix. But the program has been designed to take out values based on a single dimensional array. So we'll jump to the main program. Main program, we are initializing the keypad. Initialization is nothing but setting the ports to input or output. We are putting all the column ports as output, whereas we are not initializing the row ports because by default they are configured as input ports. And then we display as part of the experiment keypad on the LCD to say that it's a keypad program. That's all. With or without this, it should be fine. And then we run the program in a loop, infinite loop, where we scan for a key press. If there is a key press, keypad scan should return the digit corresponding to that junction. And if it is a valid digit, you print it onto the LCD display. So convert the digit into a string and give it to the LCD line library, which displays the digit onto LCD screen. And we will explain what is that X as part of the keypad scan. So the keypad scan is continuously scanning all the keys and see if it is a press. So what if the user has not pressed any key? Then keypad scan routine is complete, but it did not recognize any digit. In such cases, keypad scan returns an X. That means to indicate that there is no key press at that point of time. If there is a key press, of course C will hold the proper digit 0 to here. So that is the input-output contact between main and the keypad scan. So let us go to the keypad scan, which is the main logic of this experiment. So we'll go to the keypad scan. So we set the columns to high. So you imagine the experiment as this 4 columns, 4 rows. This is a keypad. And set these are the columns 1, right? Columns 1, 2, column 4. Column 1 is the whatever the port number that we have defined. And IO set 1 corresponding to those ports means the logic will be 1. So the logic level initialized to 1 on all the column ports. And here initialization for the rows, by default they will be at the same logic level 1, 1, 1. So the logic here is we go over all the columns, select a particular column, that is the first one, and clear the logic on that port, that means make it 0. And then scan all the rows, that is for loop is there. If the IO pin 1 corresponding to the row is 0, so this is a little logic you need to carefully study. IO pin is a register, 32 pin register. There is lots of bits, and where we are selecting a particular bit corresponding to the row, let's say 20, and check whether, for example in this case, check whether the 20th bit in the IO pin 1 register is 1. If it is 1, the logic is true here. Anyway, by default, initially it is 1. And if it is true, and we are checking the not of that, that means there is no key press. And how this logic is going to help whether the key is pressed or not, I will explain now. So if it is key pressed, column 1 is connected to the row. That means we have set the column 1 value 0 because of the clear here, and that output will be seen on the row which was initially 1, now it becomes 0. And therefore you see the logic here, the row bit will be false, not of that is true, and therefore you read out the first key value which is 0 there. If it is not pressed here, of course you go to the next row and see whether this switch is pressed. So we are scanning row wise, and if it is not pressed, you come here. If not pressed, you come here. If none of the rows in the first column are a key pressed, then you move to the second column, and in the second column you reset the first column value which you have cleared here, right? And you set it back to its original value and go to the next column, which is 17, and clear the 17th port, which is 0 now. And again, in the second for loop, you scan for rows for this condition. This condition is true only when the corresponding row and the column is in contact. So assuming that there is a contact, then the 0 will flow on to the IO pin 1 corresponding to the row, and the logic becomes 1 here, and we read out the value of the digit corresponding to this switch, and we return it. So this mechanism is called keypad scanning routine. And let's say you did not press any switch on the keypad, it will try all columns, and it will not find the switch being pressed, so it will not return here. Finally it will come here and it will return X. That means no key was pressed. So when you go to the main routine, clear all the drawings. So now you read it once again. Main routine. Keypad scan returns a valid character only if there is a key press. If none of the key is pressed in a particular keypad scan, you will still get X, and you don't want to display that onto the LCD display, and you repeat while loop starting from there. Don't print anything onto LCD screen. So this is the logic of the keypad scan program, and maybe I'll go down to the board now. If you compile this program on Keel IDE without errors, go to FlashMagic, select the X file corresponding to this experiment, and download it using the USB connection. This is a USB connection, and of course there is a power switch here. By default it will be off. You can turn it on here, and you will see some lights saying that there is a power to the board. And once the X file is downloaded, it will go into the flash memory of the CPU, and immediately once the program is completely loaded, it will start running the program without any additional human intervention. And then you can, let's say, choose to press. Initially, of course, you want to press this so that you get the 0. Then press this key, you get 1. This, you get 2, and so on. You keep on pressing in the same order. When you press the last one, it should be F. So much it should work to confirm that your program is correct. So I'll go back to the program just to summarize what we have learned. So important thing you should remember is columns are connected consecutive 4 ports, 16, 17, 18, 19. If you remember 16, of course, you will get to know other ports. Similarly, rows are connected, port numbers 20 onwards. And one more thing you need to understand is whether these ports are coming from the P0 or P1. And I will go back to this ports table that I have. Clear the drawings. So how do you know in the examination whether the ports are coming from P0 or P1? And this is the table you will be given in the exam to help you how the ports are used on the board. So with this information, you can initialize either IO0 direction register or IO1 direction register in the initialization. So this will be given to you in the examination. Clear all drawings. Go back to the program again. So if you see the initialization, where is the initialization? This one. We are using the IO1 DIR register because you are aware of the ports P1 rather than P0 connected to the LEDs. Not LEDs, to the ports. So therefore, with that knowledge, you will be able to choose the proper register to make the column ports as output. And that's the only initialization that you should remember. Rest is high-level C language program where you have a data structure of 4 by 4 cross, and you should treat it as a matrix without any connections between them initially. When there is a press, they get connected. How do you recognize there is a connection? Initially, columns are at the same, columns and the rows are at the same value. And you selectively make one of the columns as 0 and check the row value is 0 or not. If it is 0, means that column is connected to the row. If it is still remains as 1, means there is no connection there. So that is the logic being implemented in this keypad scanning. So I guess we have covered all the information that you need to know, and you should be able to practice writing this program once or twice so that all the terminologies becomes clear. Then compile and load it onto the microcontroller and get the results. Thank you. So stop record.